Hello everyone, this is Vicki with Vicki's Tigger Tales. Welcome to my channel where we swap, talk, and unbox all things Disney. Today's video is a review of Alice in Wonderland. I was unable to do Fantasia. I had double pneumonia, and so I apologize, but we're trying to get right back into the swing of things. Hopefully we'll be able to get through this without I was having troubles breathing, so you may hear a little bit that still doesn't go away right away, unfortunately, so we'll get through this the best way we can. Alice in Wonderland, I really enjoy that movie. I haven't watched it in a long time. It's I do enjoy it, although it's not one of my first picks whenever I'm looking through the Disney Channel to find something to watch. So I'm kind of glad we're doing this because it kind of forces me to go back through some of the things and some of the movies that I haven't seen in a long time. So actually I really enjoyed it this time a lot more and pulled out a little bit of some interesting things I was thinking about when I was watching this movie. By the way, sorry about all the natural light. It's the time of day where the sun comes completely into this room from a window that I cannot cover for whatever reason. It just doesn't want to stay. So doing the best that I can, but we'll get through this and hopefully it won't be too much, you know. Okay, so the first thing that I was thinking about is the importance of imagination. So in the first part of the movie, she's going through her lessons, and she's up in the tree with her cat Dinah, and the person who's reading to her history lesson, she talks to her about whether or not the book had pictures, and then says to her, if I had a world of my own, everything would be nonsense, and then there's more, because everything would be what it isn't. And there's more to that quote, but I kind of got that part of it just to kind of go through, because she starts to talk about how rabbits would live in houses and wear trousers, and the flowers would talk to her. And that is actually the world that she kind of ends up in, as she kind of, her imagination lends to this whole, the whole movie. And then through her, as I wrote down, through her imagination, she finds herself in a world that she's created or she's talked about prior to her falling asleep. And there's more to her imagination that I will kind of get into as I'm going through a couple of other things. But she has this, there's talking flowers, and the flowers are trying to figure out what kind of species she is. There's a rocking horsefly, there's bread and butterflies, there's all these different types of flowers and creatures that are just make no sense, but in that world they absolutely have a purpose. So I really like that it was so unique as far as really going into the unusual, which was it was very like I had forgotten about, remember the pansies and the singing and so on and so forth, but some of the other things that came along a little bit later, I just completely had forgotten about. So I was really glad I went back to watch this. Another thing was embracing your curiosity and your sense of adventure. I think we lack these first two things, and we really need to get back to some of that. Her curiosity was insatiable. She is so curious as to where this rabbit is going that she follows down a path that she doesn't even have any clue as to what she's going to find. Which I don't know sometimes if we're brave enough to do some of those things. So I wrote down her insatiable curiosity leads her on a journey to explore new ideas, break free from, what her normal is, and to expand her horizons. And the worlds that she's imagining and that she's going through has actually come to life. Let's see what else I wrote on here, because my notes are kind of back and forth, so bear with me. I'm sorry. Okay, the next one doesn't apply to curiosity, but she continues down paths that she's never gone down before, in search of this rabbit to find out what he's late for on a very important date, and discovers different, I don't know if I call them friends, but different people that kind of help her along her journey or try to hinder her journey. So I think we find that in life, and have to learn how to discern whether or not the curiosity that has led you to either the people or the path is one that you really should take. So the next thing I wrote was learning from your mistakes. So I just wrote down learning from your mistakes, making mistakes as part of a process. Instead of, let's see, so part of the process can help us accept it as a part of the process instead of part of a problem. So one of the things that she keeps finding these, like, she's too small to get into the door, so the doorknob tells her to drink that bottle. So she drinks the bottle, and now she's small enough to get there, but she doesn't have the key. So then she has to have something else to get her tall enough to go up on the table, grab the key, and unlock the door. And then her frustration leads to her crying, and the water becomes kind of a flood. So, I mean, like, all of these different things that are happening are challenges that she needs to overcome. And so beyond that, when she gets the mushroom, the one makes you smaller, one makes you big. She takes a bite of the one that makes her smaller, and she gets down to, I think it was 3 inches, the same size as the caterpillar. And then one makes you big, and she's really, really big, but she can't be either size to really navigate this world that she's created, and she needs to kind of go through the path to find that rabbit. So she ends up licking instead of biting the mushroom to get her size just right. So I thought that was interesting, just kind of working out a problem to the point where she gets the result that she needs. Another one was kind of facing your fears. She's she's faced with the queen who is ready to off her head, and let me see what I wrote on here. Oh, she starts to kind of develop some confidence when she's in a larger state, enough to tell off the queen, and I won't say what she said, but you'll have to watch the movie. But she tells off the queen to a point where the queen starts to feel a little shrunken down. But then, unfortunately, Alice shrinks down to a smaller size and loses the ability to have the queen's what's a good word I'm trying to look for? I won't say respect, that wasn't it. Anyway, she for a moment doesn't want to off her head. So the lighting is getting really strange in here, so I'm going to try to shift so you can still see me. And then learning how to use the tools I wrote down because of that, the mushroom, and being able to kind of figure out a way to make it work to her advantage. So I really like some of the messages that I was kind of looking deeper into. I guess it's a little deeper than I thought I would be going, but nonetheless, I really enjoyed this movie. She finds herself done at the end, she finds herself done with the nonsense. She tries to get herself home, and then she says that she's going to write a book about this place. Nothing looks familiar to her. Everything is dark, and she presses through this nonsense world to find herself peering back through and seeing herself asleep. So this was all a dream. There are also a couple of things that I didn't remember, but I thought were interesting. We all know about unbirthdays, but I completely forgot that we have 364 unbirthdays and only one birthday. So, take advantage of that. The 10/6 on the Mad Hatter's hat is, I never knew what that stood for. I never knew what that was. And I found out that when they used to make hats, they would put a tag or like a little sticker, ticket, something on it that had those numbers. It meant 10 shillings and a sixpence. That was the price. I had no idea. So I hope that was a fun fact that you guys will be able to take with you. And then the other thing too is there are so many different there's so much merchandise out there that has the Cheshire Cat saying we're all mad here. He doesn't actually say that. It's what is it called? What is it? I know you guys know what I'm talking about. I just cannot find the word for it right now. He says most everyone's mad here. So I wanted to make sure that I put that in the video, or in this video, because that was a new one for me. I mean, there is so much merchandise out there that says everyone's mad here. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed my little review on Alice in Wonderland. I really got a kick out of this one in kind of opening some life lessons that you can probably take from this movie. I didn't know that was the way I was going to go on it until I started kind of listening and watching what she was doing. So I wanted to do something different. Anyway, ta-ta for now. I hope you enjoyed. And watch the other one that I know is doing is Raising a Disney Princess is also doing this video. So look for her information. I'll have her link drop, or her channel drop down in the description box. Ta-ta for now. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Mwah!